Hey folks, Merry Christmas. If you're one of the part chosen people like I am, Happy Hanukkah. I know it ended early this year. I'm back in San Francisco where I come for the holidays, and I'm in my childhood bedroom. And I'm really thankful for a lot of things this year. I got to go on tour this summer, which I can't stress it enough. Was a dream come true. It was kind of one of those I will die happy moments. I felt every night that I played on stage that I felt like I was living my dream, and you can't take that away no matter what happens. And so, in a career sense, that's what I'm extremely thankful for. I, you know, I wouldn't have any of this if it weren't for my family, my parents being so supportive my entire life. And so when I come home, I'm really reminded how important that is. And if you don't call your parents as often as you should, check up on them, let them know how you're doing. If you're lucky enough to have a good relationship with them, don't let it go to waste because it's really, really important. And that, I have a brother. I don't talk about it a lot, but I feel very thankful for him. He's a good dude. He lives up in Oregon, and he's doing well too. So family, friends. Hopefully, we'll have a great New Year's this year. But one thing I wanted to talk about was I I can't really announce it yet because I haven't announced my tour dates. But there's a room that I grew up going to shows to see in San Francisco, and it's where I pretty much saw all the shows that were important to me growing up. And I get to I'm playing it in April, and I'm really excited about it. And I used to save all my ticket stubs for shows there when I was growing up, and this is not all the ticket stubs, but I was gonna kind of go through and show you the progression of shows that I saw at the Fillmore in San Francisco. And I don't think let's see if I have them in order. Okay, so 2002, I saw Ludacris at the Word of Mouth tour. It was the first concert I ever went to. I was a freshman in high school, and I remember he threw his towel into the audience, and one of my friends got the towel, and this was such a huge moment. We got Ludacris's sweaty towel. Like, I cannot believe it. You got Luda's towel, dude. My other memory of the night is a girl was sitting on his shoulders, not on Luda's shoulders, on another person's shoulders in the pit, and Luda said in his big, booming, ludicrous voice, "Show me your titties." And she did. She flashed him, and everyone was like, "Whoa, it's real titties, bro! I can't believe it, real ass titties!" And that was very moving to me to see those wonderful, wonderful titties. So Ludacris 2002, my first concert ever. I saw at the Fillmore. I saw next the Adrenaline tour, the Executioners, and the Coup. This guy named Kenny Muhammad, the Human Orchestra, is beatboxing. He's their opener. I really went to see the Coup at that show. A guy named Boots Riley is an MC for them, and I really loved them. And so yeah, that didn't stand out for anything particular except for I got to see the Coup, which was awesome. Next up, also 2002 at the Fillmore, Jurassic 5. Um, Jurassic 5 was one of the earliest hip hop groups that I really got into, and very much so because of Charlie Tuna, their frontman, who had this booming baritone voice and was extremely precise with the way he used the syllables. They put on an amazing show, incredibly theatrical, very engaging with the audience, and I would say that the Jurassic 5 shows I saw, and I think I saw at least three of them, were the ones that really made me feel like this is what I want to do. This is so fun. They're not talking about bullshit. These are lyrics that are connecting, and Charlie Tuna is such an amazing, precise lyricist, and that really inspired me. So those early J5 shows were very moving for me. Next up, I saw 2003 at the Fillmore, The Roots, who are now, you may know them as the backing band for Jimmy Fallon, but before that, they were they were the OK Player act. They, things fall apart, put out so many amazing albums. I think that was in support of either the Tipping Point or Phrenology, um, you know, but the Roots are just one of the best hip hop acts of all time. It was so amazing to see them live, and to see how a live band can really take a hip hop act to the next level. How hip hop doesn't have to be a DJ and vocalists, even though that's really awesome to see. Just that collaboration between high caliber musicians can be so amazing in hip hop, and I think that's really what inspired me to have the live band playing with me. Uh, I saw Jamie Cullum at the Fillmore in 2004. Kind of a departure for me. He was a jazzy singer songwriter kind of guy. He was popular at that point. jumped off his piano. That was pretty cool. I saw in 2005. I saw Atmosphere at the Fillmore. It was awesome. And in 2007, oh, this was 2005 again, actually, sorry, Michael Franti and Friends. I remember this. This is a matinee show that I went to, and I went to it the day after I lost my virginity. I remember specifically I went with my friend Chris Crawford, who also took me to the Jamie Cullum show, and it was a matinee, and we didn't realize that it was going to be like a kid's matinee, and we got there, and it was just all these little kids running around with their parents. It was an all-ages show, and the night before that, I think it was like Thanksgiving weekend or something, I'd lost my virginity to this girl that I was dating at the time, actually the only long-term relationship, really long relationship I've ever been in, and it was awesome. I was 19, and I was living in San Francisco, taking a year off after high school, and I remember going with Chris and being like, and Chris was like, so what's new? And I was like, well, funny you should ask, bro. Yeah, there you have it. I was with a bunch of little kids around talking to Chris about how I got it in the night before for the first time. Michael Franti, go figure. In 2006, I saw Gnarls Barkley at the Fillmore, and that was when their album, I think it was actually right after Danger Mouse had the Grey album. It was super successful, and then they had that huge hit Crazy. That was right when CeeLo, I think, was first starting to catch on after Goody Mob with mainstream audiences, and I saw two Gnarls Barkley shows, and every time you'd see a Gnarls Barkley show, they would have some outfit theme that would be insane, and it would match throughout the whole night. So like, I saw him twice, and I think at that one, everyone on stage was dressed as a short order cook, and CeeLo came out and gave hamburgers to everyone in the audience. Even though I'm a vegetarian, I thought that was fucking awesome. And I think the other time I saw them at the Bill Graham Civic Auditorium, everyone was dressed as astronauts, including like huge astronaut helmets, and they would walk in slow motion across the stage, and it was very cool. And then in 2006, I saw Jurassic 5 again. There should be another Roots ticket stub somewhere, because I saw the Roots twice at the Fillmore, and the second time that I saw them, I went with this girl that I was trying to get with. She was a year older than me, and neither of us were of drinking age yet, but I had a fake ID, and so I bought her a beer with my fake ID, and she was older than me, but still wasn't 21 yet, so she got caught drinking the beer, and then I got caught for providing alcohol to a minor, even though I was a minor too, and we both got kicked out of the Roots show before the Roots had even started playing. And I remember there was this stash of old musty champagne in our garage that I'd found behind a hidden door that I'd assumed was from like, 1912 or something, with some amazing vintage. And I found this stash of champagne bottles covered in spider webs like the year before, and figured I would, at some important point, drink this champagne when I needed to, and liquor stores were closed already, I think. And so I was like, hey, let's drive out to the park and drink some of this champagne. I was driving, like, this is not a good plan, but I was really trying to make out with this girl. Thought, why not? So we drive out to the park and start drinking, and we pop open this like spiderweb covered champagne bottles after getting kicked out of the Roots show, and it tastes like absolutely disgusting. It's clearly turned, it's awful, but we keep drinking it because it's all we have, and we each, I think we probably split the bottle between us, so it had good 3 or 4 drinks between us, and clearly I had no plan for how we're gonna drive home. This is bad advice, by the way. Don't ever do this, you guys. And we're drinking, and in my mind, I'm about to make a move on her, and then whoop whoop, police roll up, and I get into the driver's seat of the car and start the engine. This is a terrible idea. I start the engine, and then the police are like, "You're drinking and driving." I'm like, "No, we were just hanging out here drinking. I was gonna just try and hook up with her and, like, I don't know, walk home or something." And the police say, "That sounds like a horrible idea." And I say, "Yeah, of course, I'm 19 and horny and an idiot. I'm trying to make it work." And they call my mom. My mom has to pick her up and give her a ride home. And we wait excruciatingly painfully for my mom to come. And my mom comes, and we sit in silence as my mom drives this girl home, and the car sits in the park for me and my mom to pick up afterwards. And then when my mom drops her off across town, I'm still drunk, and I think to myself, I gotta make my move. And so I walk her up to her doorstep after this disastrous night, and I try and plant one on her, and she cheeks me, the dreaded cheek, and I never talked to her again. She's completely ignored me ever since then. Didn't end well. That was my last Fillmore concert. But I have another one coming up. And guess whose it is? It's mine. It's mine. I'm fucking playing the goddamn motherfucking. I'm very, very emotional about it because it was such a huge part of my growing up. And so I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna announce my tour shows soon. I'm probably gonna announce them in, I'd say, the second week of January. I'll get an exact date to you soon. We're gonna play the entire country again, and I'm really lobbying to hit some of the areas we missed the first time around, like Ohio and South Florida. I'm doing my best to add those places. Um, if you can come to a show in your area, that's amazing. But if you're thinking about traveling to a show, come to the Fillmore. That's that's to me, when I got to play Def Poetry Jam in '07, it was the one goal that I had in my life that was tangible that I wanted to accomplish. I'd said to myself I wanted to be on Def Poetry on HBO, and then after that was over, I thought, now what? What do I do now? I did the goal, and since then, it's been to play the Fillmore, and I'm gonna get to do it now, and just I just can't wait for that night. I want to sell it the fuck out. I want to have the most amazing time ever. So if you're thinking about coming to a show, come to the one in San Francisco. It's going to be late April. I'll have more dates soon, but it's going to be really, really a special one. So anyway, thank you guys for everything. I would not be here where I am today if I didn't have a loyal and supportive group of people following my work. So I am extremely thankful for you, and I can't say that enough. I'm doing this independently. That means that you somehow, this group, this collection of people, are funding my lifestyle and my living and my ability to keep making YouTube videos. So thank you, thank you, thank you for that. Have a great Christmas, a happy New Year. Make some. I believe in resolutions because I believe in reflecting on the past year and figuring out what we can do better next year. My resolution for 2012 was to work really, really, really fucking hard and try and make this dream a reality. And my resolution for 2013 is to work hard, but to live more balanced and not to let work consume my life, to value friendships, family, romance as much as I value my work, to take time to appreciate all the amazing things that I've had, to take care of my body, and to work hard, but not let working hard come at the expense of everything else important in my life. So that's my challenge to myself for 2013. I'll talk to you guys in the new year. Have a good one.